everyone, it's Leanne here. Welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you another Happy Howl-o-ween card, and this is using the stamp set from Fawn. So to begin, I have a side-folded card. This is A2 size. I've cut a piece of mixed media paper in the same size, and then a piece of cardstock that I'm going to use as a template for this circle die. Now these dies I picked up at Michael's, and I just got a whole bunch of them in a package. And this is the stamp set from Fawn, and I'm going to use the coordinating dies with this as well. So to begin, I'm going to find the center of my template and just checking with my ruler everything's center. I'm going to put that down with Post-it tape, and I'll run this through my Sizzix BigShot machine. So I have that cut out. I'll keep that center circle for another project and take the template off. And I'm taping this to the mixed media sheet so that it can have the template in place on top of that. With the distress inks, I'm using Cracked Pistachio, Mermaid Lagoon, and Seedless Preserves. So I'm going to start with the Cracked Pistachio and using my round blending tool, just getting that along the lines of my template. Now, because my mask isn't a sticky mask, it rises up off the paper, I'm being very careful to hold it down tight and make sure that I work ink around those edges so that I get the definition of the edge when I'm done. So then I put Mermaid Lagoon in the middle and then Seedless Preserves on top. And these colors are gorgeous together when they mix, especially the Mermaid Lagoon and Seedless Preserves. I love them. So I just went back and forth and blended, bringing in each color as I felt that it needed to be. And so here is the background all blended and done. I'm going to stamp with Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And so I'm stamping the little dog and the moon and a little food dish and the costume. Now for the puppy, I'm doing a basic color of E31 as the base, E23 as the shadows, and then I'm going to come back in at the end with E37 and just make the deepest part of those shadows a little bit richer. And the E37 just gives a little bit more dimension to the shadows. So I'm doing him very basic because he will have the costume on, so a lot of him won't be showing. But just adding in the shadows where I feel that they need to be. And so now for the moon, I'm using YG21 at the top and then YG11 at the bottom. This is my new Copic marker, and I think it's so pretty. And then I used Y13 below that. Now, because my moon has that YG11, I'm going to use that color on the costume as well and use it as the highlight, as if the moon was projecting that color onto the objects below. And so I've added it on the costume, and here I'm adding it on the dog bone as well. And so I'm just coloring the dog bone, and I'm going to use YG11 again as the highlight on the dish. And then coming in with GO2, which is another new Copic color for me. I picked that up this weekend. And I'm using BG15 as well as the shadow and doing a little green dish. It's sort of an unconventional color, but for this Halloween scene, I thought it kind of gave a neon glow and was kind of interesting to add. So I've laid out my, my composition here, and I'm just preparing the surface because I'm going to do some embossing. So I'm going to stamp the boo, and then I'm going to come in with some yellow embossing powder. And this is just stuff I had on hand. I've had this probably 10 or 15 years. I've had it a long time. But any light yellow would be fine for this. So I'm just tapping that off with my brush. And so I have that embossed. I put everything back so I can work my sentiment because I want to round it around the bottom. So I laid my acrylic block over top and just starting from the center, holding it down inch by inch, just curving that sentiment around the bottom of the circle. And then I'm just checking it here, everything looks good. So I'm going to use Versamark to stamp it. And I will emboss this as well. And I'm going to use white embossing powder. I just picked this up from Michael's. It's a Recollection brand, which is, I think that's Michael's brand. There was a little bit left, so I took a dry paintbrush and scooped that off. Now my elements are going to be attached with foam tape. I have my dog ready to go, and he's all in foam tape. So I have him in place and then putting his little food dish below him. And then I'm going to come in with the moon last and put this on as well. Now for the background, I'm going to use these two Jelly Roll pens. It's white and gold. I want to add some stars to my sky. So very carefully I'm adding some circles, evenly dispersing them at first, and then as I build up the stars, I'm going to make them closer together near the top of the circle and farther apart near the bottom. And then once I have that done, I want to add sort of like a galaxy look. So I'm going to do tiny dots and clusters of them, and maybe in a trail, just to create that galaxy sky. So as I build this up, you'll see what I mean. So just doing tiny little dots in various areas, just a trail of them throughout that background. And so you can see where those dots are built up in spots, in clusters. So I'm coming in with the gold metallic and just adding a few. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it looks really pretty. Not adding too many or doing any sort of design, just dropping them here and there just for another touch of color. I'm going to come in with my Prismacolor pencil crayon or colored pencil in gold metallic. This is a Verithin pencil, and I have a review of this as well, an unboxing, and I'll link that above and in the description below. I'm just going to add a shadow to my Happy Howl-o-ween sentiment. I felt that the white showed up well, but it just felt like it was sort of empty on its own. So I thought that I'd add a little shadow just to help build it up a little bit too. So I'm just going in and adding a shadow on the bottom and the right side of the letter forms. And this also complements the gold pen as well. So now this is ready to attach to my card base. I'm using my tape roller, just running it around the outside and then an X in the center, and standing it upright on the folded end, just using the edges of my hand to line it up as always, and just pushing it into place. Super easy to put this together. And I have a side folding card. Now I forgot, when I got to this point I thought it was done, and then I forgot the costume, so I came back in and added that in. I just put this on with with my tape roller, not foam tape. So there you have it. This is my other Halloween card, my Happy Howl-o-ween card. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you're notified the next time I post a video. Thanks so much for watching.